I never imagined a single joke could destroy something I'd spent 3 years building. But that's exactly what happened. My name is Emily, and until a few months ago, I truly believed I was in the happiest relationship of my life. My boyfriend, Nathan, was everything I'd ever wanted: calm, loyal, attentive. He didn't just hear me, he understood me. But one careless moment, one thoughtless attempt at humor, changed everything. Nathan's birthday was coming up, and I wanted it to be perfect. He wasn't someone who liked big crowds or loud celebrations. He valued simplicity, quiet dinners, and small gestures that carried meaning. So I arranged a cozy dinner at his favorite Italian spot, a surprise gathering with close friends afterward, and a heartfelt gift, a framed map marking all the places we traveled together. A week before his birthday, though, we had a small disagreement. Nathan had seen a meme I'd posted: "If my boyfriend misbehaves, I'll just get a new one." I thought it was harmless, just a joke. Nathan didn't. He looked at me with calm seriousness. "Emily," he said, "jokes about cheating aren't funny. Not to me." I laughed it off. "Oh, come on, Nate. It's just a joke." He didn't argue, just gave me that quiet, disappointed look that always made me feel like I'd let him down. Before walking away, he added softly, "Just don't. Not on my birthday." I promised I wouldn't, never realizing how much that promise would matter. When his birthday finally arrived, everything seemed perfect. The restaurant was warm and intimate, the food delicious, and Nathan actually smiled genuinely for first time in weeks. Later, when his friends joined, laughter flowed, conversations felt easy. Then his best friend, Josh, began teasing us, joking about how Nathan adored me and how I had him completely wrapped around my finger. And that's when I said it, the one sentence that shattered everything. Well, I laughed. If I ever cheat, at least I know he'd forgive me, right? Silence. The table froze. Even the music seemed to fade. Nathan stared at me with the same disappointed look, but colder this time. Josh tried to smooth things over. "She's just kidding, man." Nathan didn't respond. He stood, placed his napkin neatly on the table, and said quietly, "Enjoy the dinner." Then he walked out. At first, I thought he just needed time to cool down. But an hour later, outside, his car was gone. Calls and texts went unanswered. Returning home, half his things were missing: toothbrush, hoodie, shoes. On the kitchen counter, a short note read, "You promised to stop joking about this. You didn't. Maybe it's just a joke to you, but I've been cheated on before. I told you that. I can't go through it again." And in that moment, it hit me. I had forgotten, or perhaps ignored, the part of his story that mattered most. Early in our relationship, Nathan had told me how his ex had cheated on him and laughed about it afterward. He once said that her laughter hurt more than the betrayal itself. Now I had done the same thing, not by cheating, but by making light of something that had already broken him. For days, I tried everything: messages, calls, voice notes, even showing up at his workplace. But he avoided me entirely. I couldn't blame him. I'd done the one thing he asked me not to do. The silence was unbearable. The apartment felt hollow without his soft morning humming, without the sound of music as he cooked dinner. A week later, a message finally came through. You'd think it was just a joke, but for me, it was a reminder. "I warned you because I knew I couldn't handle it again. I'm not angry, Emily, just tired." That word, tired, stung more than any insult ever could. I replayed everything in my mind, realizing how one careless sentence had undone years of love and trust. Friends told me he was being overly sensitive, that I should move on. But deep down, I knew better. I knew I'd crossed a line I couldn't easily step back over. Still, I couldn't give up. Sometimes when someone leaves, they don't slam the door. They leave it slightly ajar, waiting to see if you'll come through the right way. That's what I hoped for. I tried to make things right, to show him I understood now. But every call went unanswered, every message ignored. Nathan had closed himself off completely. No matter how much it hurt, I had no one to blame but myself. He had transformed the pain of his past into a story he could live with, a story he could laugh about later. I wasn't ready to let things end that way. So I wrote him a letter. No screens, no emojis, just my handwriting, my heart. I poured everything onto those pages. That I finally understood why my joke had hurt him so deeply, that I'd crossed a line, and how truly sorry I was. I left it at his door, expecting nothing, hoping only that he might read it. A few days later, my phone buzzed. The message was brief, but it was more than I dared hope. Let's meet at the park. That evening I saw him. Something had shifted. The anger was gone, but so was the warmth. He looked calm, almost attached. He sat down on the bench, hands buried in his pockets, and said quietly, "I read your letter." I could only nod. My voice was stuck in my throat. He exhaled slowly. When my ex cheated on me, I didn't cry. I thought I'd healed. But later, when she laughed about it with her friends, said it wasn't a big deal. That broke me. When you joke about that, it brought me right back. Like my pain was something to laugh at. My chest ached. I didn't mean to. I whispered. "I know," he said softly. "But that's the thing. You didn't mean to, and it still hurt." He looked at me for a long moment. When someone tells you it hurts them, it's not about control or rules. It's about trust. I asked you not to joke about cheating because I needed to feel safe with you. You made it seem like it didn't matter. I wanted to reach for his hand, but I didn't. He wasn't mine anymore. I didn't think it was a big deal. I murmured. He gave a small, sad smile. "That's the problem, Emily. It mattered to me." We sat in silence, the wind stirring the leaves around us. Finally, he stood. "I don't hate you," he said quietly, "but I can't go back. Not right now. Maybe not ever." Then he walked away, slower this time, but still leaving me behind. That night, I didn't cry. I sat in my apartment, staring at the framed map I'd made.